Imagine a medical system that views the human body not as a collection of organs, but as a flowing river of energy. A system where diagnosis involves reading pulses and examining tongues, where treatment might involve needles, herbs, or even dietary changes based on ancient philosophical principles. This is traditional Chinese medicine, but is it science or sophisticated suggestion? To understand TCM, we must travel back over 2,000 years to the Han Dynasty. The Huangdi or Yellow Emperor's inner canon established the foundational theories that still guide practitioners today. This wasn't just medicine, it was a complete philosophical system connecting humans to the cosmos. At the heart of TCM lies the concept of qi, the vital life force that flows through meridians in the body. Think of it as the body's energy highway system. When qi flows freely, there's health. When it's blocked or imbalanced, disease follows. Complementing qi are the principles of yin and yang, the opposing but complementary forces that exist in everything. In medicine, this means balancing cold with warm, rest with activity, internal with external. Disease represents an imbalance between these forces. Then there are the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Each corresponds to organs, emotions, seasons, and even tastes. The liver is wood, associated with anger and spring. The heart is fire, linked to joy and summer. This creates a web of connections Western medicine doesn't recognize. TCM diagnosis is an art form. Practitioners examine the tongue for color, coding, and shape, each detail revealing internal conditions. They feel 6 different pulse positions on each wrist, detecting subtle variations that indicate organ health. Now let's examine acupuncture, perhaps TCM's most famous export. According to tradition, thin needles inserted at specific points unblock qi and restore balance. But what does modern science say? Surprisingly, research shows it's more than just placebo. Neuroscience reveals that acupuncture stimulates nerves, sending signals to the brain that release natural painkillers like endorphins. Functional MRI scans show it activates specific brain regions. This provides a scientific mechanism for what was once purely philosophical. But the evidence isn't uniform. While acupuncture shows clear benefits for pain management and nausea, studies for other conditions are mixed. The placebo effect is particularly strong with procedures involving needles and ritual. Let's turn to herbal medicine, the other pillar of TCM. Formulas often contain 10-20 different herbs working synergistically. Ginseng for energy, astragalus for immunity, goji berries for vitality, but do they actually work? Modern analysis confirms many TCM herbs contain bioactive compounds. Artemisinin from sweet wormwood revolutionized malaria treatment. Berberine from gold thread shows promise for diabetes, but standardization and contamination remain serious concerns. The dark side of TCM cannot be ignored. Demand for rare animal parts has driven species like tigers and rhinos toward extinction. Bear bile farming raises serious ethical questions. These practices conflict with both conservation and modern ethics. Quality control presents another challenge. Studies have found heavy metals, pesticides, and even pharmaceutical drugs in some herbal products. Without standardization, patients can't know what they're actually getting. Now we reach the core question: placebo effect. When patients believe in a treatment, their brains can produce real physiological changes. The ritual of TCM, the careful diagnosis, the personalized formulas, creates powerful expectation effects. But calling something just placebo misunderstands medicine's history. Until the 20th century, most medical treatments worked primarily through placebo. The healing relationship itself has therapeutic value that modern medicine often neglects. TCM excels where Western medicine struggles: chronic conditions, preventive care, and quality of life issues. The holistic approach, treating the person, not just the disease, addresses aspects of health that pharmaceuticals ignore. Integration represents the future. In China, TCM works alongside Western medicine in hospitals. Research combines ancient wisdom with modern methodology. This integrative approach may offer the best of both worlds. Consider cancer treatment. While Western medicine attacks tumors, TCM helps manage side effects, boost immunity, and improve quality of life. This complementary approach is gaining acceptance in oncology worldwide. The mind-body connection, central to TCM, is now mainstream science. Stress affects immunity, emotions influence digestion, mental state impacts healing. Concepts TCM has emphasized for millennia that Western medicine is only recently embracing. Personalization is another TCM strength. While Western medicine often uses one-size-fits-all protocols, TCM tailors treatments to individual constitution, season, and even emotional state. This anticipates modern precision medicine. But we must confront the scientific criticisms. TCM theories don't always match biological reality. Qi hasn't been measured. Meridians don't correspond to known anatomical structures. Can a system be effective if its explanatory framework is questionable? Perhaps we're asking the wrong question. Instead of "is it science?" we might ask, "does it help patients?" Many find relief where conventional medicine failed them. The proof, as they say, is in the healing. The cultural dimension matters too. TCM isn't just medicine, it's part of Chinese philosophical and cultural heritage. Dismissing it entirely means dismissing thousands of years of accumulated observational wisdom. Modern research methods are adapting to study TCM properly. Instead of isolating single compounds, researchers study whole formulas. Instead of short-term trials, they consider long-term balance. The science is evolving to meet the complexity. Safety remains paramount. When used alongside conventional medicine, TCM can interact with pharmaceuticals. Professional training and regulation are essential to prevent harm while maximizing benefit. The placebo debate itself needs reframing. If a treatment works because patients believe in it, is that invalid? Or is belief itself a therapeutic tool we should harness rather than dismiss? TCM's preventive approach deserves attention. Rather than waiting for disease, it maintains balance to prevent illness. Dietary advice, exercise like Tai Chi, seasonal adjustments, these are public health strategies before their time. Globalization has transformed TCM. From Beijing to Berlin, London to Los Angeles, adaptations occur. Some stay true to tradition, others blend with local practices. This evolution continues today. The economic impact is substantial. TCM represents a multi-billion-dollar industry worldwide. This creates incentives for both quality improvement and problematic commercialization. Education standards vary dramatically. In China, TCM practitioners undergo rigorous university training. Elsewhere, certification requirements differ. This variability affects both safety and credibility. Let's examine specific success stories. Pain management, fertility issues, digestive disorders, areas where many patients report significant improvement. Anecdotal evidence, while not scientific proof, shouldn't be ignored. The language barrier presents another challenge. Concepts like dampness or wind don't translate directly to Western medical terms. This creates misunderstanding on both sides of the cultural divide. Research funding tells a story. While China invests heavily in TCM research, Western funding remains limited. This affects both the quantity and quality of scientific studies. The next generation faces choices. Young practitioners must decide, preserve tradition or adapt to science. This tension shapes TCM's future development and global acceptance. So where does this leave us? TCM is neither pure science nor mere placebo. It's a complex medical tradition with measurable effects, philosophical depth, cultural significance, and yes, placebo components that enhance its effectiveness. The wisest approach may be integrative, using TCM where it excels, relying on Western medicine where it's superior, and being honest about what we know versus what we believe. This respects both tradition and science. Ultimately, TCM reminds us that medicine is both art and science. It connects us to ancient wisdom while challenging modern assumptions. Whether science or placebo may be less important than whether it helps people heal and live better lives.